Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today is Friday. It's actually kind of nice, which that's where we're going right now. Excuse my my shaky, but we're headed outside. I had to go get my tripod. So some of you might have seen the last video. It was a small clip of the GoPro and how I kind of like it or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna start filming today, and we'll see what we can do with this the car on the trailer. No spoilers or anything like that, but yeah, I'm gonna unload it. I have it hooked up to the trailer or whatnot, but the people that have seen the video, you can kind of tell and know what it is already. But I've been kind of procrastinating on fixing it. It's just kind of been sitting on my trailer. It was something that I thought I was gonna get done really fast, but it kind of taken me a little bit longer, which I'll explain to you in future videos. But if you can see, I got it all ready to go. I just got to open up the door, set up my tripod, and do some time lapses of how I'm gonna get this thing off. But let's go in the garage and I'll show you exactly what I got here. Oh boy. All right, so one of the things I really like, and I have to give it to my wife, she actually found this for me. It's a garage floor winch. You can kind of see it. It's tucked underneath my toolbox here, and I love it. I love it. It makes all of these one person jobs of getting these things in the garage, it makes it so much easier, because all I really have to do is really pull the line from out back and attach it to the car and just winch it in. It's a small one. It's only 1,500 pounds, but be honest, like if you read the instructions, 1,500 pounds is like dead weight kind of. So all you really need to do is keep it rolling, and and you could do like up to 4,000 pounds or 5,000 pounds as long as it's rolling weight. So my car doesn't weigh, it probably weighs like 3,300 pounds or something like that. So but like I said, we're gonna uncover it and we're gonna get this thing into the garage so that we can actually start working on it probably next week, because it's already Friday. And those of you who do know me know that I work over the weekend, so I miss all the good car shows and all the good meets and stuff like that. So I don't really like it, but it's how I got to make a living. I have the rest of the week off, and I can do all my powder coating during the week. So I have more days off than most people, so I'm thankful in that aspect. But I still want to work on cars, so still want to try to go to some meets and stuff like that. But I try to build these cars either so I could sell them or I could race them or do whatever I want to do with them. But this specific car is going to get it's going to get its life, and I'll drive it for a little bit and then move on to the next one. But let's get all this stuff done. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover off and see. I'm going to show you what we got here. It's got a couple straps underneath, so I'm going to try to get this off. Oh my god, look at that. Is that crazy? Try to get these straps off. All right, everybody that's worried about the paint on this thing, don't worry about it. It's kind of like a soft felt material underneath, so it doesn't hurt the paint, which is great. All right, as you can tell, it's an Evo 8 RS. It's a 2004, and just looking at it, the condition, it's actually a pretty decent car. I actually really like it, besides a couple rust spots, you know, around the quarters, which is you know, known for Evos, you know. But yeah, I don't know what the head is. I'll have to buff that out. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is, you know, my issue with this car was what was going on. I bought it as a roller, and I got it from a guy up in Pittsburgh, and you can kind of tell it was a race car. Those are official numbers at the top, that IDRC 800, if you could see that at the top right. And if you could tell, this was running on E85. So up here in the Poconos, you would think that we would have E85, but we don't. And I don't know when we're actually gonna get it, but you know, it's actually really kind of clean inside, actually. No real like problems with the seats or anything like that. You're gonna have to excuse the back because I put a fuel pump in, and you know, I was trying to diagnose a couple things with this car. But like I said before, I got it as a roller from this guy, super nice guy. And what wound up happening is, since this guy runs E85, I had a crap load of E85 still in the tank. So let me put the thing up here. There we go. So like I said, I got it as a roller. I put a new motor in it from an Evo 7. I put a stock Evo 8 transmission in it, and an Evo 7 you know, transfer case. Now I've been slowly kind of putting this thing back together. So you know, I got a couple more things I got to do, but I was trying to diagnose why it wouldn't really start until I figured out why it wouldn't really start. The injectors that he had in this thing were 2200cc injectors, and you know, the motor wasn't really capable of holding that type of fuel. So you know, plus it had E85, which it was like a half a tank of E85 and a setup for 2200 injectors. So it was a really big problem for this car. So I could not get it started for anything. And when I actually did get it started, I had to rev the crap out of it to keep it kind of going, but I didn't want to damage anything with the motor. So I just kind of, you know, wanted to diagnose it after the fact, get these get the fuel pump in, and get the tank drained, because that E85, God only knows how long it was sitting in there. So I didn't want to keep it in there. But I spoke to my actual tuner, because one of the things I really would like to do is try to figure out how to tune cars. But you know, it's not my forte. I would love to find out how to do it, but you know, I just don't have the time right now. But the tuner that I do have, he told me that I needed to do a couple things. One, firstly, I had to connect the blow-off valve, because the blow-off valve doesn't, you know, I have it going to atmosphere, so I had to, you know, have to do that. But you know, it's in a weird spot. So like, I got a different intake, and I have a if you can see back here, anybody that knows Evos, there's a box that usually sits back here, a resistor box for the injectors. And when you run something like 2200cc injectors, they are usually low Z, I think. I don't know, I get them kind of confused. I think they're low Z compression, low Z injectors. So you can take out the resistor box, but I'm running 1000cc injectors or 1200cc injectors, whatever I kind of plan to put in there. And you need that resistor box for the car to run right, or else it'll burn up the computer. So what I plan on doing is making sure I can get the intake on and the resistor box on sometime next week, and making sure I don't have any air leaks, you know, so I'll boost pressure test it, make sure there's you know, everything is good, and I'll call my tuner to see what he's gonna say and what he's gonna send me, because I have a Tactrix, which is you know, the plug that you actually need to tune the Subarus and Evos. So I have that, I have my laptop, and I have the software to actually do it. So all he's got to do is just send me a base map, so I can get the car running the right way. I don't have a battery in it, so you know, what I'll do is after I get it kind of going off of a booster pack, what I'll do is I'll you know, put a real battery in it, and then I'll you know, trailer it to the freaking dyno and have him tune it. And whenever that's done, then I can actually register it, insure it, do all this stuff, and make sure that, you know, I have no other further issues with it, like ball joints or like tie rod ends, you know, like the normal type stuff, because the last thing I really want is to be driving this thing around and something's really wrong with it. So let's get this thing off the trailer, and we'll kind of go from there. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I love this floor jack, or floor winch, or whatever. I got it at Harbor Freight. It was like 150 bucks or something like that. But whenever you got something like this that, you know, you can't exactly push, or you're by yourself, it makes such a difference. So, you know, next week what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on this. Like I said before, I got another intake for it, and I have that resistor pack for those injectors. So hopefully next week, you know, it should be a fun time. Hopefully we get this thing running, because I really want to drive it during the wintertime. That would be kind of nice, because you know, I got a bunch of parts on this. I got a new exhaust. I got a newish, well, it's a used AMS intercooler. You know, I have a new clutch in it, and you already know those wheels and those rotors, or those you know, the Brembos, you know, they gotta go, you know. So I think what I'm gonna do is, because I kind of like the bronze look, but you know, it's painted. Like, let me show you guys real quick how this thing looks. All right, you see how bad that looks? Like, nobody prepped this. Like, it looks horrible. There's rash everywhere. And these Brembos, they're horrible. Not up to my liking. And you know, some of this paint is already like flaking away. So you already know powder coat really doesn't flake like that unless somebody does a really, really terrible job. So I think I'm pretty good in that aspect, but you know, looking at the backs are just as bad too. You know, like, it's just, I don't know, like, it's just horrible. But you know, like I said before, I got a little bit of you know, rust or whatever, but I'm gonna take care of all of that stuff. So like I said, new exhaust, which, you know, I haven't even like started it maybe once or twice. So the paint looks really good on it, besides a couple little stupid dings and dents. Like, but what do you kind of expect from a car that's, you know, like, it's a 2004, so it's what, like 14 years old or something? I don't know, something like that. 13 years old, I don't know, something like that. But you know, like I said, and then once we get done with this project, I'm hopefully looking. All right, so that's all the talking I'm really gonna do. Something happened when I was talking about my white car, but no big deal. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Like I said, next week I'm gonna get down to you know, working on this thing and hopefully getting it running. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens, and hopefully I can get this thing driving before it really starts you know, snowing or whatnot. But look outside, man. Like, are you serious? Like, it is probably like in the 40s or something like that. I don't know. It's really, really nice for once. But you know, like I said before, the focus is going to be on the Evo when we get time next week, because hopefully I won't get inundated with powder coat stuff. But that's where all my videos will probably be if I do. But like I said before, we'll get it rocking next week. But if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. And I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.